Jessica at Pretty Prints and Paper, and I am back for another month of the bullet journal and flipping through to show you how I used my bullet journal this month and how I'm going to set up for the next. And I'm honored this month to be featured on bulletjournal.com. Thank you, writer, for reaching out. I hope that you enjoy my show and tell of my bullet journal. If you don't know how this works, I flip through the whole last month and then show you how I'm setting up for the next. So I start off with, if you remember last month, I used the grid calendar, which makes a lot more sense in my mind. I did a lot of traveling in June and a lot of other stuff in June, so it proved to be a little tough for me to use this as much as I normally would have, but I use this for my Instagram challenges and I will continue to do that because it makes sense to me. This month I continued using this little rapid log and just as a place for me to put down things that I know I have to do sometime this month. I like that if I just think of something, I can quick jot it down and it's kind of separated by two different categories. I use this to try out my new stamps from Foxy Fix, and I wanted to see how I could use them for goal setting, and so I had these different categories. I realized I used the wrong size of stamp, so I'm going to fix that this month. And so here is the month of June. Familiar. I traveled this weekend, so I don't really feel bad about skipping weekends and days like that. Because I incorporated my gratitude log throughout the week, I see it daily, and I actually have started doing it more since it's right there as on top of my expenses on this row on the bottom here. Got some super thin washi, which is kind of fun. I didn't have anything to fill in here, so I just drew this part of Lynn's speech about love is love is love, and I really loved that. Totally blank. And this is this current week. I added the stamps again just to kind of create different projects. And this is the last week of June, and I know that July starts on Friday, but I'm gonna keep going with this and then have my monthly setup start this weekend after Friday. So there's a little peek about how I actually used it, and now based on that, I set up a whole new notebook because I run out of room in my new May Designs notebook. It is inside my Foxy, my dragon fruit Foxy that I have used before, and I'm moving back into it for the summer. And this is one of 4 notebooks that I keep. This one being just a brain dump one that I just literally scribble down my thoughts. This is the second of the 4. This one being my collections. So I will write planning and lists in here for just random lists I want to keep, and then this is gonna be my blog notebook. So inside, here's how I set it up. Whenever I move into a new journal, I always anchor in my goals. So you'll see that I transferred my 16 for 2016 list so I can keep in mind the things that I want to accomplish. And I tried using those stamps to make my calendar, and it just didn't work. So boop, move on, turn the page. And this turned out really, really cool. Admittedly, this took a lot longer than drawing a grid. So for people who are like, oh, that takes a long time, it kind of does. So I don't know if it'll work for you, but I thought it turned out really lovely. And I'm going to jot in my Instagram challenges and some blog planning in here in a way that makes sense to me. And for those of you who don't know, I use my Google Calendar for events, so that's not what I would use this for. It's just a reference for some of the things that go on the days. It is highlighted with a little bit of colored pencil and drew in the dates with a really light gray Tombow dual brush pen. Continuing with that theme, I did the rapid log again and kept the top 4 for the month of things I needed to do, and I actually sized the right hexagon stamp for my projects. Instead of doing goals, I'm doing projects because I have a lot of projects going on at work. Summertime is that magical time for educators to do everything they've put off from the school year. So I colored these top 3 projects as like the main ones I wanted to get moving on. And then I just added in some of the key steps that I want to address in July for those important projects. And then a couple of the other ones down here are important but less urgent. So adding in my next steps there. I'm really hoping that this will center me, and at least the process of writing this out will help me keep momentum on some of these things before August comes. Cross my fingers. And then I continued on with my standard weekly, and this last month I started doing the dots to separate the top 3 of my day, so I can prioritize things up top, and then keeping with the gratitude log in this row, expenses in this row. My monthly stamp, it is a stamp, and I use a clear one that I ordered from Atelier Dreams on Etsy, which I will link down below. But it's a really quick way for me to track my habits. As I say in my habit tracking video, I try to really drill down as to some of the drivers of the habits in my life and use this to keep track of things throughout the month. Last month, looking at it, I was kind of half and half on no spend for the month. What I found is that I'm actually moving the days that I spend money, so I don't know if that really is accomplishing what it is supposed to accomplish. I sucked at the no soda thing, so I need to ratchet that down this month. I did a really good job of keeping up with some cleaning every single day. The new thing that I'm adding this month is making sure I'm spending at least 30 minutes a day unplugged to just have some quality time with me and my husband. Both of us have quality time as our love languages, so we're going to try and make sure that we honor that. And then of course I'm trying to track some sleep patterns, so hoping that I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day, and going from there. So this is my 5-day complete with my weekend, and this has been working really, really great. I don't always use the weekend, depending on how busy I am. If I know what's going on, I don't feel the need to make lists, but I'm really liking this open space as well, so I can jot down maybe a brain dump or things like that in this page, and reviews and stuff like that. So there you have it. This month it's a little more decorated than usual, so keep that in mind. You can always do some of these hacks without the stamping and the coloring and stuff like that, so please don't think that you have to do it this way. You can always just do grids and just quick do lines and boxes, and that is also awesome if it works for you. If you use it, that's how you know it works. So that's all I have for you today, and keep posted. I know I keep talking about this mysterious shop that I'm opening, but it is happening. So if you haven't followed at Pretty Prince Shop on Instagram, go ahead and do that, and have some exciting things coming up for you, and closing some details on teaching a class in the Twin Cities this fall. So I'll keep you posted. What are you going to do this month for your bullet journal? How are you evolving your system? How are you making it work for you? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear how you're using the system. Hopefully, if you like it, you can give me a thumbs up, share it, whatever, but I hope that you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.